Hello, I'm Jofer and welcome to my channel. For Halloween, I wanted to paint a vampire with watercolors. However, I didn't have enough time to release this video on time. I had few ideas for the painting. However, I was unable to capture my ideas on paper while sketching. I drew for a few hours and the sketches were a good warm-up around the subject. I would have been able to make another video from the sketching footage alone. I only included the final sketch for the video. In the next morning, something clicked while I was drinking my morning coffee. I wanted to include a fancy teacup for the painting. The vampire from the sketches is one of my characters. His name is Kane. You can see my morning warm-up sketch for the subject. However, I wanted to make the cup to be a more central part of the painting. I also wanted to play more with Kane's gaze. In the sketch I nailed the look in his eyes. I redrew the hands multiple times. I wanted to figure out first how Kane is holding the cup to bring up his personality through the body language. After I was satisfied with the hands, I took reference photo of myself holding a teacup similarly. I drew the final sketch on watercolor paper of camera because I wanted to focus on it in peace. After the sketch was done, I started to apply the base colors for the painting. In this clip, I used too much water when I reactivated the paper. When I start painting, I start by brushing clean water with a big brush on back of the paper until the whole area is covered in water. Then I turn the paper around and I cover the painted side gently with water. Sometimes I only use a spray bottle to prevent lifting paint accidentally with the brush. While painting the base colors, I mistook part of the shirt to be part of the background. It was a happy little accident because it created a nice highlight. I don't use much orange in my paintings, so I went out of my comfort zone when I decided to use orange as an highlight color. I wanted the cup to have orange pumpkin patterns. While painting the pattern, I changed my mind and covered the entire cup with orange, and I'm glad I decided to do so. A black cup might have been too heavy for this painting, so instead I will use black to decorate the cup with different patterns. Kane's hair color is very intense and noticeable by design, so I had to make sure the hair doesn't steal too much attention. To do so, I blended some orange highlights on the hair using wet on wet technique. I also blended one part of the hair with the background. I started to add more orange highlights on the skin, and for the shadows I decided to use purple. I became too careful with the face shadows, so I erased some of the good shading. For some reason, I was the most careful with Kane's forehead. I started texturing the cup by adding some hard shadows with the wet on wet gradients. My cat likes to watch me painting, so she might pop up a couple of times. She usually sits next to me while I paint. I added some finishing touches to the hair and the background. I liked the smudged light orange on the background, so I left some of it on the painting. I used indigo blue to darken the background. Blue is contrary color to orange, so it brings more depth and contrast to the painting. The eyes are an important part of the painting. I wanted to make sure they have this certain type of heavy look on them. I don't use much orange in my paintings, so I went out of my comfort zone when I decided to use orange as an highlight color. I started adding some line work to the piece with a small brush. It helps defining shapes and it also brings sharp details to the work. I added more shadows to the hair. Brown and purple are good colors to shade red. I am adding more layers little by little. I started to draw a light sketch for the silhouette. However, I decided to freely paint the silhouettes instead of sketching them. I had break from the painting. It helps to see if there is something I can add to the painting. The painting lacked depth, so I started adding gold blue shadows. I was painting on a dry paper, so the paper moves a little bit while I paint. If you like my ramblings or painting, feel free to give a like or a comment on the video. Thanks for watching.